Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Urmi and in this channel I talk about finance, career, public speaking and ways to invest in yourself. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, make sure to subscribe, make sure to hit the notification bell to make sure that you don't miss any new videos that I post. So today I'll be talking about the CFA program, and specifically I'll be spending some time to tell you about how much time we need how much time do we need to spend to practice in order to pass the CFA exams. So as you can see, today I am in a different setting. I'm not in my usual spot where I record, but I'm actually outside. So you will most likely hear like some background noise, like plane passing by, or you can hear like people talking and so forth, but it's normal. I am in a very crowded neighborhood, but hopefully you get my message across. So if you're starting with your journey with the CFA program, one of the questions that you usually have is, what is the best way to pass the exam? What do I need to do? And this was also a question that I had. Like, I remember asking a lot of my friends things like, okay, what do I need to do if I want to pass the exam? And often in times their answer was, oh, you have to practice. You have to practice as much as you can. And I remember like reading everyone about this particular strategy, which was practice, 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 practice. And so I would ask the follow-up question, which was like, how much do I have to practice? And often, there was not a clear-cut answer about how much I have to practice. It was mainly about like based on how much time you had available, but the more you practice, the better it was for you, the better you increase the chances of passing the exams. So I'm going to be answering a few questions. So the first one is more related to like, what are the best sources that I can use if I want to practice? And as I always mention, also in my previous videos, your best source would be what the CFA Institute provides. And basically, once you sign up for the CFA program, whether you're doing level 1, level 2, level 3, you always have access to their ecosystem. And as I always say, I think this ecosystem is so important. Like, that should be like your Bible. You should always start from that. In the ecosystem, you will have access to the mocks. You will have access to the curriculum, if I'm not mistaken. You'll be access to the end of the chapter problems. And you will also have access to like extra problems that you can use to practice. And you will have access to probably like 1,000 questions. And those are your starting point. Like, you want to start practicing those. So every time that you go over a reading, I always suggest that you jump onto these practice problems and just do them as much as you can, because they will give you, I think you will get a little bit of flavor of what you might see in the exam, or what the level of difficulty of these exams. And these are such very important questions, and I always suggest starting from those ones. Then if you're someone who follows the curriculum, you will see that within the curriculum you have a lot of boxes with examples. You have blue boxes, you have white boxes and stuff like that. I highly recommend you do those boxes. Like, the end of the chapter, you do the blue boxes, because those are also very good examples. They help you to internalize the concept, and you're also going to have like some problems within the curriculum, and I highly recommend you actually do those ones. And then I also suggest that you do the end of the chapters problems, because those ones are also very, very important. They will help you to really see if you have understood the concept, and they are challenging enough that will make you think. Now, when it comes to mocks, the CFA Institute tends to be a little bit cheap. You don't have access to many mocks. They usually give you probably one mock. If you're lucky, you can have like access to 2 mocks. I do recommend doing the mock exams that the CFA Institute provides. Usually what happens is they will provide you with one mock exam, I would say like a couple of months before your exam, and then you will have another one, I think, somewhere closer to your exam date. So I do suggest that you do those ones, and because they will give you like they will tell you like what you can expect, the level of the difficulty and the challenge that you can expect in the exam. Now, if you do have some time, I do recommend also trying out mock exams from other sources. So some that I really liked are the ones from Mark Meldrum, the one from Fintree, and the one from IFT. I know Mark Meldrum's exams can be really challenging and tough. They make you think, you feel like you want to break your head, and yeah, go ahead and do those exams, because I think they will really help you to solidify your concept. But do them, of course, if you have time. Like, your starting point has to be the one provided from the CFA Institute. And when it comes to like practicing and wondering like how much time do I spend in like practicing all these problems, I do suggest practicing as much as possible. Like I would say like do a little bit of practice every day, especially because if you're someone who starts studying early enough and you are not practicing, you probably forget whatever you have studied. So you want to make sure that you're practicing a little bit every day. Whether you have an hour available or you have 5 hours available, use that time to practice, because it's so important that you practice as much as possible, because you want to make sure that you have your memory fresh. You want to make sure that you remember how you calculated some stuff and things like that. And if you like wait too much long to practice, you will probably forget whatever you have studied. Another tip that I have when it comes to practicing is that you will probably do all this problem once, but it doesn't hurt to do the same problem 2-3 times. There are people that actually repeat the problem 5 times, and the reason being is that the more you practice, the more you will understand what you're doing. And I do suggest that you practice, like if you're repeating the same problem, I do suggest that you leave like a span of time from the last time. So let's say I have practiced I practiced in January this problem. In February, you want to pick up the same problem and see if you're able to solve it. And you will see that it gets better. Like the more you practice the same problem, it gets better. You're able to connect all the dots. You're able to understand what's going on, and you're able to answer the question faster because you have like internalized all the concepts. And lastly, I do suggest that when it comes to theory, because sometimes how much can you practice in the theory, of course, because when it comes to like practicing, you usually think of the math, but also like this applies also to the theory. But when it comes to theory, what you want to do is that you want to make sure that you're revising the concept, because the CFA program, like the curriculum is so heavy, it's so detail oriented. You want to make sure that you are revising the concept every day. Just take an hour a day just to revise all the concept, remember like all the key concept and stuff like that, because you're gonna be introduced to new terminology, and sometimes it can get really difficult, especially when you have so many things that you have to learn. So make sure that you're like revising a little bit on the theory every day. So hopefully this was very helpful, and please make sure to like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.